I'll get you, Mario. No way. How am I gonna win? Ha! Ha!
Amiibo were created specifically for the Super Smash Bros. Series. They were inspired by the opening cinematic of the original Super Smash Bros. Games, specifically Super Smash Bros. Melee. The base looks pretty much identical to the Amiibo that we have today. At launch, these things were a really hot commodity. I still get excited whenever a cool-looking new one gets announced. But while there's still new Amiibos coming out, they're definitely not as popular as they once were. Why is that? Are any of these new ones still worth having for their in-game functionality alone? Or are they all just kinda pretty to look at? Amiibo functionality is a little bit underwhelming to say the least. Tapping it into a compatible game will get you special items, or in some more advanced cases like Super Smash Bros., a surrogate that you can fight against. Fighting it often will help it learn how to play better. More on that later. Amiibo were released in 2014, very shortly after Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U launched. They became sort of a fad to collect, like Beanie Babies or pop vinyls. At first, they sold way more than anticipated, selling out of most of their stock in North America. For the following year, it became really hard to find any that weren't from the original release. Except for the Villager, Marth, and Wii Fit Trainer. Those three were all hard to find for that entire year. Shortly after the launch of Amiibo, Nintendo reported profitability for the first time since 2012. That's right, these dumb little things helped make Nintendo profitable again. Today, 5 whole years since launch, Jesus Christ, it's been 5 years, Amiibo are still around, and while they might not be the fad that they once were, they're still selling quite well. Smash Ultimate only launched with 3 Amiibo, Wulff, Ridley, and Inkling, which looks way too similar to the original Splatoon Inkling Amiibo. The second wave of Ultimate Amiibo just released with King K. Rool, Ice Climbers, and Piranha Plant. They're immediately pretty difficult to find. Piranha Plant is a real hot commodity. I got lucky with Ice Climbers. It was the only one left at Best Buy, and they had one. Even Wulff and Ridley, I kinda just waited until I saw them in store. I wasn't actively pursuing them. That's not how I roll with these things. The Amiibo section in these big box retailers aren't the same as they once were. I don't even think Target has one anymore, at least the one by me didn't. But you know who still did have an Amiibo section? The Nintendo store in New York. Although it pales in comparison to what it used to be. And that's about the only place you're gonna get a K. Rool right now. Or at least this week. I bet you it'll change by next week. It makes sense though. There are far less Amiibo releasing now than there once were. And while they're still in pretty high demand, the releases are sporadic, so dedicating a section of shelf space just to Amiibo might be a waste. Amiibo in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate work pretty much identically to how they did in Smash Bros. For the Wii U. It's a character that you fight against, and it learns and evolves based on the matches that you put it through. At first, it's, how do I say this? Brave, so brave. I was able to walk up and Falcon punch the poor guy with no problem up until level 10 when he started to wise up. He still really wasn't a threat though for a long while. If you want to level them up passively, you can set a level 9 CPU to fight against it in a 99 stock battle. This match lasted a little over an hour and a half and leveled my Amiibo up from 17 all the way to 43. I was hoping during this match it would learn from its mistakes and start to turn the battle around, but it didn't really. It actually kind of felt like it was getting worse the whole time. The stock gap just got wider and wider. A lot of people seem to like the whole learning aspect of the Amiibo, but it just felt like kind of a gimmick to me. I was really hoping it would find my weaknesses and try to exploit them, but I guess I need to use it a lot more to see if that's gonna happen. Even at level 43, the Amiibo is still not a threat, unfortunately. Alright, he got one good up smash on me, but like, he got lucky. That like doesn't even count, you know? There are other ways to level your Amiibos with spirits and stuff. They also give your Amiibo special abilities, but I don't really mess around too much with spirits, and they don't level them up that much. The in-game functionality is hardly worth purchasing Amiibo for. I really just purchase them because they look awesome. I don't consider myself an avid collector. I just purchase the ones that I think look the coolest. And I take them right out of the box. Those boxes take up way too much room. As collectibles, they don't really seem worth it either. Looking on eBay, some of the rarest ones don't even sell for that much. The highest I saw were some of the Zelda ones going for as much as $40. There's also some Japanese-only Monster Hunter ones, but you know, those are expensive because of import fees and whatnot. It's not like you're gonna be hitting the jackpot as an Amiibo collector, even if you've still got yours boxed up from 5 years ago. The rarest ones I've found are the Pucci Yarn Amiibo, which is selling for a pretty penny, and the first print of the Skyward Sword Link Amiibo, and the Mega Yarn Amiibo, but that shit was like $40 when it came out, so that makes sense that it's expensive. Still, I don't think flipping Amiibo is gonna be a great side hustle, unless you stumble across a bunch of Mega Yarn Amiibo that fell off the truck. Guy from the GameStop I used to work at, who used to trade in multiples of the same game every single week. Matt, your name was Matt from Hicksville, I know where you are. Obviously, Smash Bros. Isn't the only series with Amiibo. Following the success of the Super Smash Bros. Amiibo, in 2015, we got Mario Party Amiibos, which were the first Amiibo outside of the Smash Bros. Series. You kinda just use the Amiibo as game pieces on the board. That's about it. I don't even have Mario Party 10, but I definitely needed this Toad Amiibo. And this Gold Mario because I'm an asshole. The next game to jump on the bandwagon was Splatoon. These gave you special gear in the game. Then there's Mario Maker, which unlocked a mystery mushroom costume with every Amiibo you scanned. I have way too many G-dang Amiibo to want to do this, but this was a great functionality if you ask me. I am a little Mario Maker biased though. Also in 2015, we got the Skylander Amiibo hybrids, Animal Crossing cards, Chibi Robo, Yarn Yoshis, actual Animal Crossing Amiibo, and at the top of 2016, we got Shovel Knight, the first third-party Amiibo series not including Nintendo characters. By this point, it was a prestigious occasion to receive an Amiibo for your game. What I didn't know is that you can use the Shovel Knight Amiibo in Azure Striker Gunvolt 2, and you can fight against him. Now that's cool functionality. After that, we got Megaman from the Legacy Collection, which is the same as the Smash Bros. Variant, just gold. Twilight Princess, a Shadow Mewtwo card that came with Pokken Tournament, which unlocked Shadow Mewtwo in the game. Kirby Amiibs, more Mario Amiibs for Mario Party Star Rush, I think it came out around the same time. Zelda 30th Anniversary Amiibs. In 2017, we got Breath of the Wild, the first Amiibo for the Switch. This is the time kind of right between Smash Brothers games, so we got a bunch of weird Amiibos. This might also have been the downfall of interest in Amiibos. Mario sports cards, Fire Emblem Amiibo, the expensive Zelda series ones, Splatoon 2 Amiibo, Pikmin, I didn't even know they made Pikmin ones. Perhaps my favorite one that I don't have, the Metroid ones for Samus Returns. The Metroid is actually squishy. The Super Mario Odyssey ones might have my favorite functionality. Not only do they give you their corresponding outfits to wear in the game, but the Mario one will drop a star for you, the Peach one drops a life up heart, and the Bowser one reveals the location of the purple coins, which is super useful for collecting them all. Is this cheating? Yes, it's cheating, I don't care. Then there was a cereal box, Detective Pikachu, frickin' Dark Souls, and the Diablo 3 Loot Goblin, which are the only other not first-party Amiibo so far. Although there is a Mega Man 11 Amiibo that is not listed here. And now we're finally at the Smash Bros. Ultimate stuff. So there are a lot of different series here that you might not have known about. I completely understand why a retailer might not want to stock some of the lesser-known stuff. Like, I could see why I didn't see much of the Kirby series when that was out. I saw way too many of the Animal Crossing series, which was right before the Kirby series. Retailers probably got a bad taste in their mouth from having that on the shelves for way too long. We've still got a bunch of Smash Ultimate Amiibo on the way, like this dope Snake one. Outside of the Smash series, it doesn't look like there are any other new series coming out. There's more from Shovel Knight, but so far the roadmap ends with the rest of the Ultimate Amiibo, which say available in 2019. There are still Smash Bros. Characters that don't have Amiibo announced yet, like Richter and Dark Samus. If we have a Daisy amiibo, I'm sure we'll be getting those as well. Chrom has a Fire Emblem amiibo, but we still might see an official Smash Bros. Series amiibo too. Incineroar just straight up doesn't have an amiibo at all. We also, of course, need one for each DLC fighter that will be coming out. We got one for Piranha Plant, so we'll also be needing one for Joker and the other 4. Outside of Smash Brothers, I don't think developers want to play around with the idea of toys to life anymore. The last thing we got from that genre was Starlink, and Starlink was very dumb. But amiibo are different. The functionality isn't great unless it's something that could work across all different types of games, but even then it's just okay. I just see them as cool collectibles, and many other people feel that way too. The sculpts are always really nice. I'm sure the next big Nintendo games will have some new amiibo. I'm sure Mario Maker 2 will have at least 2 or 3 new amiibo. I'm sure Fire Emblem will have a couple of amiibo as well. AJ just brought up a good point during our live stream just now. Why the hell aren't there more Pokemon amiibo? That seems like a gold mine for Nintendo. They already have a plushie for every single Pokemon. They're working on making them all sleeping Pokemon. They're also working on making them all Ditto Pokemon. That's over 800 amiibo ideas just sitting there. That's the Pokemon company's problem though. I'm sure if it was up to Nintendo, they would have a whole bunch of amiibo for all different types of Pokemon. Nintendo is going to continue to support amiibo because it's just free money for them. Every new high-profile Nintendo game that comes out is probably going to come out with a couple of amiibo too. But as for third parties, those are going to be harder to support, and I think those are going to continue to be few and far between. So what do you guys think about the state of amiibo right now? Are you satisfied with the amiibo that we're getting? Do you want more from other games? Do you see it as kind of just a Smash Brothers thing? Do you see it as a Nintendo thing? Or would you like to see other third parties jump on board? Leave it in the comments below. At me on Twitter, any and all of this other social media garbage. And what do you think of their functionality? Or do you just get them as a collector like me? I like toys, man. I'm a grown-ass man that has like a million toys. If I'm ever gonna get married, it better be to a toy. Anyway, we got new videos and live streams all of the time. Our schedule is in a pinned tweet over on our Twitter. We got Wulff Den live every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time here on YouTube. Don't forget about twitch.tv/WulffDen. If you support us here on YouTube by clicking that little join button, or over on Twitch using Twitch Prime with Amazon Prime, it's free. Link one of those accounts to your Discord account and you get videos like this early. That's why people comment before the video's even live on YouTube, is because they're special supporters. Also, if you look in the comments, they have little badges next to their name. That means they support here on YouTube. You can also support us by purchasing some beautiful Wulff Den apparel. We're actually selling out of a lot of stuff and we're making room for the spring collection. So get it while you still can. But you don't gotta do that either. The most important thing that you can do, it's the easiest thing you can do, is just subscribe to the channel. That's it. And share this video with a friend who is also into collecting these stupid little Nintendo toys. Thank you guys very much. You have yourself a very good week.